Welcome to this demonstration video of our DBU search replace function. Once you have DBU'd a file, you can use the F15 key to access the DBU search replace screen. For the purposes of this demonstration, we will be using a file that is shipped with the DBU software called DBP demo. Once I enter the DBU display screen, I can use F15. This is the DBU search replace screen. You can define the search to look for values in fields. If you use the F4 key under the column marked field name, you will be presented with the field list of the file you are viewing. If you already know the field name, you can just type that in the field name column. We will select the first field to be searched. The operand column, designated as OP, stores the value you wish to use to search the contents of the field. We will use EQ. This stands for equal. Notice the list of operands near the top of the screen. A list of operands and their meanings can be obtained at our documentation at our website, www.prodatacomputer.com. The value column should contain the value that you would like the records to be displayed if they contain that value. We will specify 100. We will take the defaults for the rest of the values and visit them later. Once you have the search defined and then hit enter, you can see the notification message at the bottom of the screen that tells us that the software is ready to search. We will use the F16 key as directed by the notification message to start the search. The file is searched and the first record meeting the criteria is displayed. Executing F16 displays the next record in the file that meets the search criteria. We will go back to the top of the file by typing a T in the control field and then redefine the search using F15. Again, we are allowed to redefine the search. This time we will replace a value in a field based on the search we have defined. We will keep the search parameters the same, and under the replace section, using F4, we will select a field to have its value replaced based on our search definition. We will select the third field to have a value replaced by the search replace function. We will designate the field to have a value of 5. Once we hit enter, we return to the display of the file and can use F16 to perform the search. Notice that when the record is found, we are instructed to use F17 to replace and continue the search, or F16 to skip the record for replacement and continue to the next record that meets the search criteria. We will use F17 for the first 3 records. Then we'll skip one using F16 and then do an F17 on the next record. By using the multiple record mode, we can see the changes made and the record that was skipped. The multiple record mode is an F21. We'll page up to get to those records, and you'll notice the first 3 records now in field level 1, which is the third field. The first 3 records have a 5, the 4th record does not, and the 5th does also. The search replace function can make changes to all the records that meet the search criteria by using the lower portion of the search replace screen and specify occurrences to process as to, which is equal to all. We'll go back into the search screen and we'll go down to where it says occurrences to process and we'll put in all. You also may need to modify the records to search. This is a particularly small file. There's only 50 records. And you'll notice the records to search is set to 5,000. You can increase those limits as necessary. Once we hit enter, we are returned to the display screen. F16 performs the search and replaces all of the values in the field we designated. If we page up through these records, you can see each one of these records was changed. The ones that we had already changed weren't necessary to be changed. Going back to the search replace screen, you can use the options at the bottom to output results to a designated out file, produce a report that details any changes made using the search replace function, or create a subset of records that meet the search criteria. You can even use a function key, F21, to submit the search to batch processing. If you have users who are more familiar using SQL to select records, you can use the F9 key to toggle to the SQL search definition. Notice how the search replace function immediately put our search in a SQL type syntax. Only valid SQL select statements can be used, and a subset of records will always be used when defining the search using SQL. Using search and replace, you can also create a DBU application that performs a search on a file that can then be used anytime you need to perform the search. Be sure to check our video demo on how to create a DBU application. Much more information about DBU's search and replace capability is covered in our documentation of the software available at our website or through contacting our technical support team here at ProData. Thank you for allowing us to show you the power of DBU.